hold on. Does DeVonta pronounce his name DeVonta or Devontae?
Welcome to another episode of Boom or Bust, the draft show. Max Chadwick alongside PJ Clark, Tate Sigworth, and Nick Merriam. Another scouting report for you guys. Alabama wide receiver and Heisman winner DeVonta Smith. We're going to go over his strengths, weaknesses, where he ranks for us on our boards, give player comps for him, and what NFL teams he might fit at the next level. Of course, before we start the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the month, so we'd really appreciate it if you guys would do that. Be sure to follow our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Boom or Bust Draft. We're starting a TikTok. We're going to be, kind of getting in that market right now. We're Gen Z, or whatever you want to call us, or getting in that market right now. Also, YouTube, anywhere you're getting podcasts as well. We have a website. We're posting more in-depth articles on some topics to cover here, mock drafts, and other stuff. Also, we're going to try to do a podcast every week from now on. And we're going to try to do a mailbag segment in that. So please comment with any questions you have. Add us in Twitter, Instagram, or even TikTok now. Or email us at boomerbuzzdraft@gmail.com with any questions that you want us to answer. So now let's go over. Yeah. Let's go over DeVonta Smith. He's number 13 on the official Boomer Bust Big Board 1.0. Number 4 wide receiver behind Jamar Chase, Rondale Moore, and Jalen Waddle. Now, listen, before you get mad and comment, 1.0 came out early November, so don't be mad. 2.0 is going to come out soon, although PJ probably won't move him too far off from that. But he's a senior. He's 6'1", 175 pounds, former 4-star recruit, number 62 overall, number 9 wide receiver in 2017, coming out of Louisiana. He won the Heisman and Biletnikoff this year, the first receiver to win the Heisman since Desmond Howard in 1991. He led the nation in receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns with 117 catches for 1,856 yards and 23 touchdowns. He set the SEC single-season record in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns, breaking Jamar Chase's mark last year. And in his 4-year career, he has 235 catches for 3,965 yards and 46 touchdowns. He set the SEC record for career receiving touchdowns and has the second most receptions and receiving yards ever behind, get this, Jordan Matthews from Vanderbilt.
King
is number 1. So, PJ, let's start with you. When you watch DeVonta Smith, what do you like the most, man?
Your guy, man.
DeVonta Smith is a good football player. That's really all I have. Like, he's good at everything. The thing I like the most, and I'll put in the picture as I'm editing this. He is just like absurdly like long. Like his arms, like his torso is so short, but his limbs are just entirely way too long. He looks like Slenderman, even though he's only 6'1". So that helps him. I think the length helps him a lot in going up for contested catches. Good route runner. He gets open, creates separation. He's not fast. He's not physical. He creates separation, which I think is valuable in the college game. I have questions about how it'll translate, but DeVonta Smith is just a really good football player. He doesn't drop. Like he's good after the catch. He doesn't have closeout speed, but it's just like, I don't know how he does what he does with the physical traits that he has, because nothing jumps off the page.
Okay. Yeah. So PJ clearly very high on DeVonta Smith. Things I like. I mean, he's got great release, reset the cornerback, and give him the advantage offensive line. Just move, strong footwork. Very good route runner. You noticed kind of the little things he does: the head fakes, the shoulder turns downfield to kind of create that separation and then explode out of the breaks. Production. We like production here on the podcast. As PJ mentioned, and then hands. I mean, he only dropped 2% of his targets, which is better than the class average. And then also very humble. You see all the interviews and stuff, like just blows you away. He just never really talks about himself or blows up, his own ego in any way. So a lot of things to like about DeVonta. PJ talked about how it'll translate. We'll see about that.
I'll tell you how you get good at football when you don't have physically great athletic traits, PJ. And DeVonta Smith is exactly how you get good at football when you're not huge or fast or strong, like, Jamar Chase, for example. He's as good of a route runner as anyone in the draft. He does the little things that matter. He's very technical. He's clearly a student of the game. head fakes, shoulder fakes, like Tate talked about, footwork at the top of routes, really get guys off their game and gain that separation. He's not physical. I don't think his hands are, he doesn't make fantastic, amazing one-handed grabs, but he's really good at attacking the ball. Comes back.
That's Stingley catch, man. That's
Stingley.
Play the video.
Cool.
Play the video.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Okay.
Play the video.
Yeah, we did see some. Right. All right.
One time.
So he's had some great contested catches. I'm wrong about that. But he does a really good job of coming back to the ball. He attacks the ball. He has no fear, which could be a little scary maybe when he's a small guy and running into dudes full speed. Maybe avoid contact a little more if he doesn't put on some weight. And he has good vision after the catch. He's just an efficient player. Everything he does is efficient. He maximizes the little things that other guys aren't taking advantage of, and that's why he's so productive despite being smaller and not the most athletic guy in the NFL in college.
Right. I mean, look, you guys said it. He was simply unguardable this year. I mean, you knew he was going to be fed the ball, and you still couldn't stop him. Winning the Heisman as a receiver is so difficult because it's really a quarterback or potentially a running back award every now and then. You need a special season to win the Heisman as a receiver, and he had that. You guys hit it. The best route runner in this draft, I think, by a really good amount. He runs every route in the book at a very high level. His footwork, body control are exceptional. Strong hands, too. Only 9 career drops on 243 catchable balls. There's only a drop rate of 4%. Jamar Chase, who I also think has strong hands, had a drop rate of 8%, so double that. So you can see Smith go up and get it a good amount. Not very elusive, like Nick said, but he led the nation in yards after catch by over 300. 52% of his career receiving yards came after the catch. He's very good at taking the right angles of the ball in his hands and creating big plays. Very smart player. Not even this year, but last year, man. I mean, he led the Crimson Tide in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns. They had Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Jalen Waddle, healthy Jalen Waddle, all on the team. Smith was still the top guy. Not a burner, but he's got average speed. He ran a 4.49 at Alabama, so good enough. And he wins everywhere, underneath, intermediate, downfield. Can play in the slot, can play out wide, can return punts. He had a punt return touchdown this year, too. There's nothing he can't do. So, Nick, what do you think his weaknesses are, though?
Well, size is going to be the question mark, right? And along with that, he's not shoving guys off the line. We haven't really seen him play against press. He's not this big, powerful guy. He's not maybe a 4.2, 40 type guy who's just going to burn people. So the question mark is, all these little things you do in college that give you an advantage, can you do the same thing at the NFL level? Now, he'll have that advantage because of him doing it at college level. He'll probably know how to do it at the NFL. Coaching will matter, I think, in terms of getting him up to speed with that. But size is really the big question mark right now. Can you put on 10 pounds? Most guys do before the combine. Can he be the same player with 10 extra pounds? I think he can, but we got to see it. Like, it can't just say it's going to happen.
DeVonta Smith is small. That's all I got.
Coming from PJ too.
Yeah, if you like have the same body composition as me, I don't think you should be playing in the NFL. I don't think I can do that. So I don't know how he's going to do that. My thing, I said it in the Jamar Chase video. When I watch wide receivers,
body shaming right now.
I need this.
He's got
I'm body shaming myself. I'm body shaming myself. So when I watch wide receivers, you need to have a trump card that will translate. And I don't know what DeVonta Smith is because he's not fast. He's not big. He's got route running, but I think smart teams at least, are just going to press him and try to move him off the line because he's so small.
Well,
I don't
Justin
know.
Jefferson's, man.
Justin Jefferson, yeah, he was just good at everything, but he was an NFL athlete. He was an NFL
and so was DeVonta Smith.
No, DeVonta Smith is not an NFL size.
DeVonta Smith is an NFL athlete.
No, he's not an NFL size. No, he's not. Here's the thing, Max. There is zero in the history of the NFL. There is no outside receiver that has played at 171 pounds and succeeded. This has never happened before.
Oof, can't wait for later.
This has never happened before. This has never happened before. There are real questions. You can win the Heisman. The Heisman, a great indicator of NFL success, the Heisman Trophy. I am risk averse. Also, the other thing, he's old, and that matters, especially for skill position players, because breakout age matters. If you want to go back and you want to lecture me, what did DeVonta Smith do at 19 years old, and what did Jamar Chase do? Jamar Chase is a man, and DeVonta Smith wasn't, period.
All right. Don't know how to follow that one up. Size. You want to talk about size again for another 30 seconds? 30 pounds below NFL average. But I'm going to go with elusiveness. He's not, in comparison of, I guess, the Kadarius Tonys of the world, the Elijah Moores, even the Marlon Williams of the world. There's way more elusive wide receivers. Stay on the field, Rondell, then we can talk about elusiveness. In this draft class, DeVonta only broke a tackle on 8% of his catches, which is 9% below the average of the class. Statistics, numbers. He's just not as elusive as the best guys in this draft class, and then obviously the size.
Yeah, you're going to hear this from everyone. He's 6'1", which is the average receiver height, 175 pounds, 27 pounds lighter than the average. They call him the Slim Reaper, and for good reason. He's got a good release package. So there are times where he plays against press coverage, and he's got a good release package to get off of it. But it remains to be seen how he will do with more physical corners in the NFL. There's actually a clip from a few years ago that Pedro put in right now, the All-American Bowl in 2017. Richard LeCounte, who I like, the Georgia safety, literally, you remember, the blind side when Michael Oher throws the guy into, the fence and, throws him out, oh, yeah, it was time to get him out of the club? That's what Richard LeCounte, you literally threw him into the bench. Now, you could say, okay, that was defensive holding. That was also 3 years ago. You could say all this, but there's concerns, man. And he literally got bullied on that play. And I'm concerned, I want to see, we say this, I said this a couple times, give me Patrick Surtain, who we just did a video on, versus DeVonta Smith tape, because Pat Surtain is a physical press corner. I want to see DeVonta against him, like Kayvon Thibodeau versus Penei Sewell, or Jamar Chase versus Derek Stingley. Give me practice tape of that, because I'm really interested in seeing that. So, yeah, the size and the elusiveness, too, like Tate said. He's good after the catch, but it's not like he's breaking tackles. It's more like he's very smart on the angles he takes and the way he runs. So, Tate, give me the bottom line on DeVonta Smith. Give me where he ranks for you, player comp, and any potential team fits at the next level.
I'll just 10 to 15 range on team fit. I don't really have a team fit for DeVonta because, like we said, we don't know how it's going to work in the NFL, quite honestly. Number 8 on Big Board 1.0 for me, wide receiver 2, I believe, behind Jamar Chase. My player comp, I'm going with Tyler Lockett.
Okay.
Kind of both
doubling down on Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, 2 Alabama guys. I don't mind it, though.
Okay. So, yeah, both had their size kind of doubted coming out. Obviously, DeVonta is much more length and is a little taller, a little skinnier. I really struggled with the comp just because, like PJ said, it's difficult to find a guy that had this success at the size that he was playing at. Lockett and Smith are both really good explosive route runners. Just kind of why I went with that. I don't know. I don't love it. I'm going to be honest.
I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. The tape is good. There are real questions with everything else. It's going to take a team to believe in him. I would be risk averse, especially in such a good wide receiver draft. I don't know why you would take the swing on a top 10 pick on a guy that has a bigger bust potential than any of the other guys that you could grab there. Listen, some team's going to do it. I think it's going to be too rich for me. 1.0, he was at 16 for me, wide receiver 4. I think that's going to stay. I think he's going to fall in that 12 to 16 range. I have the 3 guys above him. Rashad Bateman, if you want to throw it back to that one. Rashad Bateman Rashad Bateman has less of a chance. I know what Rashad Bateman is. I don't know what DeVonta Smith is. I have no player comp because it's never happened before. If I had to give one, I think he's like bite-sized Stephon Diggs. I just I think it's too rich for me taking a guy in the top 6 with this many questions. Somebody's going to do it. More power
Jets,
to you.
2.
The Houston's picking 2, buddy.
Could be. I got him number 7 overall. Might be a little high. Might have to reassess that a little bit, but I got him as my number 2 wideout at the moment. I do love Bateman a lot. So that's a little discussion I'm having in my head at the moment. Fitz, Lions are going to need receivers.
Max not laughing at that? Max is not going to laugh at that one?
No, it's only funny when you say it.
Yeah. This is true. If you take 2 things and somebody the same thing and 2 people say it, it's always funnier when PJ says it. Lions need receivers. Eagles, I think if they were discussing between Waddle and Smith, they already have their deep threat. So Smith kind of fits more what they would be looking for, although it might be a little high for him there too. I do admit there's some risk in taking him. But you could also argue there is potentially a high floor because of all the little things he does that he might just be more along in terms of development coming in the NFL. Depending on how you look at it, team fit's going to matter for him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Comp. So I didn't realize this guy was top 40 on the all-time receiving list. I knew he was a Hall of Famer, but I didn't realize it. He's 5'9", 173 pounds, guy who played inside and outside, kind of did a lot of the little things in the NFL. Won a couple Super Bowls in Washington back in the 80s. Guy who came from James Madison, not a big school. Gary Clark is basically DeVonta Smith. He's the same guy, just a route runner.
It's 4 inches.
5'9".
That's 4 inches.
This is a big difference. He's a small guy though, but he played the same game, right? He was a route runner. He attacked the ball, did all the little things, and he's 32nd on the all-time receiving list. I had no idea that was the case, but he's 173 pounds at the NFL level.
In 1980.
And 4 inches shorter.
Well, it was more physical game in 1982, though, and he still succeeded.
All right, Michael Jordan.
So I'm just saying, like, all right, right now, I agree with Nick, actually, exactly. Number 7 overall, number 2 receiver behind Jamar Chase. Look, I get it. A lot of people in the comments, are going to be like, none of you have him in wide receiver 1. This was one of the best years we've ever seen a wide receiver have. I'll admit that, maybe the best. But we can't forget that Jamar Chase was close to that dominant last year and had to compete with Justin Jefferson, who is already one of the best receivers in the league. Jalen Waddle was out for most of this year. Plus, Chase did it as a true sophomore. While
Jamar Chase was a child.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. He was a sophomore. Smith was a senior. Chase was 207 pounds at 6 feet tall. Smith is 175 at 6'1". They're neck and neck with Chase being 6 for me and Smith 7, but I'm giving the edge to Chase. Team fit, Lions at 7. It was where I have Smith ranked too. Both Kenny Golladay and Marvin Jones are both free agents. They could use another one.
And him.
Yeah. What are both of them leave?
They're all gone.
Yeah, exactly. Player comp. I'm actually surprised that none of us said the Marvin Harrison one. That's the one I've seen a lot.
I don't tend to compare people to Hall of Famers.
No, I didn't do it either. So the player comp was hard because, like you guys mentioned, how dominant he was at such a small size.
Shock from Max.
Yeah,
ready?
That's a stunner.
You sure he's not Jerry Rice, Max?
No. All right, ready? Antonio Brown. It's hard to remember, but there was a time.
5'10".
Okay, still, I'm not just saying, he's got to be the same exact size. There was a time when Antonio Brown was the best receiver in the game on the Steelers. Like Smith, exceptional route runner, had good hands, could go up and get it despite being undersized. Also dangerous after the catch and as a returner, although he didn't break that many tackles. It was more of like what DeVonta Smith is doing, where it's like, okay, he's going to take the right angles. Also, Antonio Brown only ran a 4.47 40, which is right around where I think DeVonta Smith should run. So I think like an Antonio Brown type role at the next level is what DeVonta Smith could be like.
So again, you did just compare him to a Hall of Famer. I do just want to say that.
Okay.
Again.
A future Hall of Famer, sure.
Okay.
I'm just
saying. Are
you
sure about that though? Can we just pivot this into is AB going to actually get in the Hall of Fame discussion? I don't know about that.
I think he will. Yeah, he was like the best receiver.
If you were so clearly the best player at your position for a long time, yes.
I understand.
All right.
Yeah.
He's kind of crazy though. You think that?
No, I get that.
I don't know. Anyway, we can get back on track. Anyway.
So that's all we got on DeVonta Smith. Obviously, some of us love him. Some of us, PJ, not so high on him. Please.
I have this guy going 14th overall, and all of a sudden I am not that high.
Rashad Bateman over him.
UDFA.
PJ did say UDFA.
Free agent.
Before the video, PJ was like, I don't know if I would draft this kid at all. So
even in the video, he said it, UDFA. You just got to find it.
We all agree that he's not Jamar Chase. No, because people were having this discussion, and it's like you could cancel out everything else, and Jamar Chase doesn't have the question mark of being this elite NFL athlete like we discussed about. That's the difference.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and so all of us agree that Jamar Chase is still the top receiver. But please, if you think DeVonta Smith after this year is wide receiver 1, let us know in the comments below. Where would you take him? What do you think about him? Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Comment also, please, again, any questions you have for the mailbag, or email us, boomerbustdraft@gmail.com, or tweet us, or comment on Instagram, or comment on TikTok now, which you can find Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Boom or Bust Draft, and check out our website below. So for PJ Clark, Tate Sigworth, and Nick Merriam, I'm Max Chadwick. Have a great night.